Good afternoon, guys. Thank you for joining in. Amazing. I think we have a good number of people here for me to begin. All right. So, hi everyone. I'm Jasdeep Mago. I am a neuropsychologist, a counselor, and a well being coach. I run a mental health organization called Invisible Illness India, and today I'm here to talk about the current situation. I'm here to talk about how we all are feeling really overwhelmed. We all have so much going on personally, professionally, in our houses, with finances, with health, with the country, with the news. There's so much happening, and we are all finding it so difficult to cope during this time. And I was brought on here by the Label Life to help all of you, the viewers and followers of Label Life, to help you guys cope through this even 5% better. So I hope this really helps you guys. So I'm going to dive right into it. So we're talking about how not to feel overwhelmed during this difficult time. And I'm going to give you guys 5 to 6 different pointers for this. So let's begin. So the first thing I'd like to say is um, your daily routine. Your daily routine is supremely important. Sticking to a proper sleep wake cycle that is consistent every day, week after week, is something that really helps your body function in rhythm. We call this the circadian rhythm. When you wake up and you sleep, that circadian rhythm controls all the other hormonal activities in your body and helps you feel more physically more well also. And obviously our physical and mental health is very interrelated, so keeping our physical health in check is one of the first things we should do. So maintaining a daily routine, and sleep of course is one part of it, but the second part is food. Eating food at the same time or approximately the same time every day, not skipping meals, not overeating, not eating between meals. These are also very important factors, because again they can control and manage a lot of hormones within our body, and also manage to, and those hormones then eventually affect the neurotransmitters in our brain. So these neurotransmitters, that the activity that's going on is helping your mood go up or down. Anger, irritability, frustration, anxiety, all of these things is being controlled by those neurotransmitters. Those neurotransmitters are being controlled by our hormones to some degree. So keeping our physical body in check really helps our mental health. A part of daily routine is exercise. Now, when I say exercise, a lot of people say that, oh, I don't have the motivation to do yoga or to go for a run or to go to the gym or all of these things. And secondly, not a lot of us have the facility right now to do all of these things. So I think what's more important than exercise is movement, physical movement. Even if that is taking 4 or 5 rounds inside your room, just walking there, maybe doing a few sit ups, a few jumping jacks, a few push ups, a few crunches, anything that suits your body type, that helps you move. It can be literally stretching in the morning when you wake up and giving your body that movement. What that does is it releases endorphins in our head. In our brain, and those endorphins are mood lifters. That's the happy hormone in our brain. So why shouldn't we give ourselves that happy hormone um, when it's for free? You can literally get it by walking for 10 minutes within your room. So please, please, please don't deprive yourself of that. So that's the first thing, having a daily routine. It also helps us feel stable. It helps us feel in charge. It gives us a sense of agency, sense of control, which is a very good thing, especially when so many things are just out of our control. Which brings me to the second point, is about things that are out of our control. Two strategies that I would like to suggest in this situation is, with all the stress that's going on, with all the news and all the the health crisis, people falling sick, hearing about all of these things, we start to feel like, okay, we start to feel very helpless. We start to feel like we can't do anything, and there's guilt with that. One way to tackle that is prioritize. Prioritize what is in your circle of control and what is in your circle of concern. Your circle of concern will have a million things. It will have the global crisis, the national crisis, your family's health, your money, your own health, your mental health, your friends. It will have hundreds and hundreds of things. What you need to do is really prioritize what out of these things are in my control. So remove those factors and place them in a smaller circle, your circle of control. That circle of control is all the things that you have influence over, things that you can change, can impact. Like, I know I can take care of my own health, so that will go into my circle of control. So this way you'll be able to start exercising control, feel more stable, and feel more empowered through that, and less overwhelmed. Your anxiety will start to reduce on its own. Another technique that I can suggest is fear setting. Fear setting is, we all have, bizarre thoughts about what if this happens, and what if this goes wrong, and what if this happens. And they are always really, really, really horrific things that our mind is coming up with. And sometimes we feel like we can't get these thoughts out of our head. So what should we do? One of the biggest problems, or the biggest mistakes we make, is we leave these questions unanswered. So there are questions in our head. There are so many questions. What if this happens? What if my mother falls sick? What if we don't get oxygen? What if we don't get a bed? What if? What we need to do is systematically answer each and every one of these questions. So write the situation that may come up. Second column you can write is, what will I do? So what can I do to prepare in advance for this situation? And then, what can I do to repair in case my preparation fails? So your preparation may include that I won't let it come to that situation. I'll keep all the resources ready. I'll make sure everyone's safe, make sure everyone's healthy, make sure she has the right medical attention, all of these things. But if all of that fails, what will I do? I need to have a repair column. What this does is, again, it makes us feel in charge of our life. It makes us feel prepared for the future. It makes us feel prepared for our biggest fear, which is supremely helpful, especially when there's so much overwhelming information going on. Coming to overwhelming information brings me to the third point of setting boundaries. It's so important at this point to identify that something is upsetting me. Something in my day is really bringing me down. What is that thing? Can I keep some distance from it? Can I, say for example, I've realized every time I read the news, I'm really upset. And then I can't focus on work, or I can't focus on my children, or I can't focus on cooking food, for example. What should I do? I think most importantly is identify what caused that emotion, what caused you to feel so upset, and try to maintain some distance from that. This is a supremely effective activity. And this boundary setting is so important at this time. With social media also being so overpowering, and with so much information, we may feel very overwhelmed. Maintain some boundaries. Keep some time out which does not include social media or news or the conversation of what's going on around us. It's important to also talk about things that are not related to COVID. I know that may sound like, oh, okay, you're being selfish. There's so much crisis going on. What can I do? How can I stop talking about it, or how can I ignore it? Yes, I understand. And it's not about being insensitive towards people. It's also about understanding that I need to feel okay for me to be for me to help anybody else. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So it's very important to take care of yourself so that you can be an effective caretaker for somebody else in the situation. So that's something that in order to do that, we need to set clear boundaries with work, clear boundaries with news, with social media, with sometimes even toxic family members or toxic friends who pull us down and bring us down. Set clear boundaries. Speaking of social media, I understand that, now social media has also become a place of huge influence. It has such a big impact on so many lives, and it's being used even for the good, of course. Especially during this time, I have seen so many creators, so many influencers, so many celebrities try to help everybody around the country by posting about um, verified COVID leads, or by posting about need for oxygen beds, all of these things. And on one hand, that's amazing, that's great, and it's really helping people. But on the other hand, there is a pressure that's being built. There's a pressure that people are feeling, that how can I help? What should I do? Should I only post about oxygen? Should I only post about COVID? Should I only try to post about news? Or is it okay if I post about my everyday life? So there's this social media consciousness that's come in. It's like, will I be judged for posting something about good in my life, or posting a meme, or posting a funny video that I saw? Or will people be okay with it? Or what should I do? What will I get backlash for this? I think it's really important to understand that your social media, is your safe space. It's your freedom of expression. If you right now feel you need to use that freedom of expression to help people, so be it. If you feel that's not what you want to do, because it's your space, it's your form of expression, it is okay. It is okay to do the bit you want to, and it's okay to set that boundary. It I think what's more important is it making you feel good? Is it making you sleep better at night? And I understand that there must be guilt following these feelings. There must be the worry, or the guilt of helplessness. But please understand, everybody has their own freedom of expression. And right now, with so many things out of our control, the one thing that is in our control is our social media. And if we don't exercise control over it and let someone else govern it, it will be very difficult for us to cope. It will be very difficult for us to find a safe space, to find a form of expression. We'll feel more pressured, and we'll crumble under that pressure. So please understand, and this is a message not to people who want to post, but also to people uh, who are telling other people not to post, or how to post, or what to post. Please know that everyone's social media is their space and their freedom of expression. If they choose to post about news, okay. If they don't choose to post about news, also okay. It's really important to be supportive and create a supportive environment at this time. Bullying people on social media is not helping anybody. So if people are not posting about news or about oxygen and beds, it is okay. And if they are, it is also okay. So that's one aspect of this. I think if you are feeling guilt followed by being on social media, if you're feeling a sense of helplessness, feeling a sense of guilt, it's very important to really reflect in that moment and ask yourself, what do I want to do? How do I want to contribute? Do I want to contribute? And if I want to, what is within my power to contribute? That's very important. We sometimes think that, oh my god, I'm not doing anything, I'm not doing anything, I'm not doing anything. Look at the country, it's in such a bad state, I'm not doing anything. But it's also important to know that I have limited access to help. So from my limited access, what can I do? I will do my best. And to also remind yourself that you are doing your best. Even if you are simply just running your house, or simply just doing your work and being functional at it, I think you are still succeeding. It is very important to know that it's a very difficult time, and not all of us have the resources to be everywhere and help in every department. Do your bit, and that is more than enough. I think the last thing that I want to talk about in this live, which is super important, is it's a very difficult time, and it's okay if you need to seek support, if you need to seek help. It is okay to call up a helpline and tell them, I'm not okay, I need to talk to somebody. It is okay to call your friend at 4 a.m. and say, listen, I'm not doing okay, I'm very stressed out, I'm feeling low, I'm feeling bogged down, I don't know what to do. It is okay to cry. It is okay to feel anxious. It is okay to feel guilt and helplessness. We are all in that space and we are all feeling all of these emotions. If you actually talk about these emotions, you may not just help yourself, you may also help the other person to not feel alone in this. So, your experience may actually help somebody else open up and also share and also feel better. Seeking social support, seeking professional help, both are very important. Professional help, of course, it is up to your discretion if you want to seek it, but please do not hesitate to seek professional help at this time. It's a very difficult time. Please do not judge yourself. It is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of strength, a sign of courage to take care of yourself. So and there are so many people right now who are providing free therapy. There are support groups for people to attend free of charge um, to find access and support from peers, from people who are just like you, who are just suffering as much as you are and would like to share and have a safe space to talk about it, and to have that feeling of belongingness also, that you're not alone, because you are actually not alone. But you'll only ever realize that if you open up to somebody and tell them how you're feeling. Um, and if somebody does come and tell you that they are feeling overwhelmed and they are feeling um, anxious or low, or they've been crying, or they've been feeling helpless or guilty, please do not invalidate their feelings. Please tell them that it is okay to feel these things. It's a difficult time. It is okay and it will pass. I don't know when it will pass, but it will pass. And I'm here for you, and I'm here to listen to you, and I'm here to for whatever you need me to be there for. You do not have to be their therapist, you only have to be their support system. You only have to be somebody who holds their hand and says, you are not alone. And I'm sure, we all have somebody right now in our environment who is going through difficult times. This is how we can help them, and how we can help ourselves is the 5 to 6 points that I mentioned earlier. Maintain your daily routine, set strict boundaries for yourself, focus on what's in your control, prepare for your biggest fears. Do not feel guilty for your social media. It's your space, your freedom of expression, and seek help when you need it. I really hope this has helped all of you. This is all for me today. And if you have any questions, you can leave them. We're going to be putting this as an IGTV. You can leave them there, and I'll be happy to answer all your questions in the comment section. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this has helped you all. Stay safe, stay home, and do your bit to help wherever you can. This is me, Jasdeep. You can follow me on Instagram. And thank you so much.